Right guys and girls, Mark Crossfield here. Today we're talking power leaks and how lots of people get a little muddled up between swinging faster and swinging faster. Let's show you what I mean. Let's start with two swings. We're going to use my 3D Swing Catalyst force plate to show you how different energies and how much you feel you put in to comes out is where I think we can get a little bit tripped up. Two swings, which one hits harder or faster in your opinion? That's swing one. This is swing two. So in the comments below, swing one, swing two, which one did the club head travel faster on? Two swings. I'm going to show you on swing cat which one did get the most energy out to the club. Hit that comment section up. One or two, which one looked faster? Just go on looks. Don't try and beat the system, you guys. Right, swing one was 108 miles an hour. This is swing one here. And I went for this swing. Like, I tried to hit it as hard as I physically could. Like, I gave it everything I had. Now, the biggest difference you're going to see, apart from the club head speed on these swings, is in some of these forces through the ground. So this is horizontal, left and right force. This is vertical, so think like jumping off the ground. 192% vertical force was my max on the downswing, and that peaked around there. So when the club was kind of belly button high, hands just below belt buckle. Now also the horizontal force was quite big for me and moving through all of my downswing. So first swing I buried in left side, didn't really get out till quite late, but I went at it as hard as I physically could to get that 108 club. Now if we compare that to swing two, we're talking 162% now vertical. Look how the horizontal is completely different energies around the downswing in the horizontals. So I've increased my vertical massively from 192 to 262. 262, that number just like haunts me, doesn't it? And look where it spiked. So this is the max force I got out way before the club was anywhere near hitting the ball. Now it's up near chin, where before it was down near belly button. Hands now just slightly above belt buckle to level to below. So I'm getting my energies out much earlier to get 112 club head speed. 4 mile an hour different. So both of those swings I would feel almost like I swung as hard with each. Possibly the first one I felt like I put more into it to get less out. So can you see how we can get tripped up here? Let's just take that to extremes. So I'm going to now hit one off one foot, and I want you to tell me out of the two swings which one looks faster out of these two. Not a bad shot for one foot, it's hitting the line. That was 104 miles an hour. Shot two, which one looks faster? Not a bad drive. Out of the two swings, which one did you think looked faster? The second swing was 110 miles an hour. It was 6 miles an hour faster. The first swing to me felt like I put loads more in, and the second one felt quite coasty, quite like as if I'm warming up kind of speeds. So if you shackle yourself with technique, obviously I'm shackling myself by putting 1 foot on the ground. That's just taking it to extreme to try and make a point. But if you're shackling yourself by standing the shaft up and then to try and not crash into the ground, you're having to then really raise the handle up, whatever fixes you do, which is going to make you go loads of energy, swing really fast to not get much out. You could be someone who puts a massive wrist extension in and then you can't manage lofts and those kind of ideas. And then you could feel like you're going really fast and again not get much out. And we'll show you that example in a second, because obviously the delivery, exact angles as well has an effect here. But for most golfers, you don't see them maxing out what they bring. You see them shackling themselves. You see them not getting out of left leg in time, not using as much torque in the ground, having buried left legs as they hit the ball, whatever the fault may be. So for them, swinging faster doesn't mean they get more out at the end when the club hits the ball. It just means they have to feel like they go at a speed that is unmanageable, which is why you hear them saying, well, I can't swing at my full speed because I don't feel like I can control it. Well, maybe you can, because your full speeds maybe are not changing. It's just if you use your shackled swing ideas, kind of shows you how important the technique and working on it can be, then yes, you will have to work really hard. I mean, I had to work really hard to get my club head speed to 104, was it? I think with the first swing to second swing at the beginning of the video. It was 108, wasn't it? It was 108 to 112, but the first one felt loads faster, and that was simply by changing how I sequence and use my downswing. So for lots of golfers, there's loads more they can get out by actually feeling like they're doing less, but in turn getting more out at the bottom, which is where if you are just going to rely on complete smash with bad technique, or technique that actually makes it hard for you, say, to speed up. Let me do another one here. Like, that's as hard as I can swing that for 111. That's 111. Club path way across, you see it cutting back onto target. So I'm having to use loads of energy to get anything out there. Where I went quite coasty at 110, 1 mile an hour difference. That's what people are finding. If I try and hit it really hard, I lose control. It's not that you're hitting it hard, you're kind of out of control as you are. You're just in no way getting the most out of what you can deliver from what you bring to the table. Second point, this is so relevant to nearly every student I've ever taught. 3 swings, 2 different styles. Which one looks faster? In that comment section, you can get 3 one style, 3 another style. This is style 1. Still style 1. Right, this is style 2. Which one looked quicker? Let's check it out. So club head speed on both of those sets of shots was exactly the same, 112, 112. You can see the efficiency is very, very different. So much higher on the one I've called Loft, which is the second batch. First set, which is the lower efficiency on that batch, that set felt like I was smashing it as hard as I could. Like, that felt like me going at a crazy, crazy speed. Compared to the second set, still felt like I was hitting it quite hard, felt like I was going at it, but nothing like the first set. But they're the same speed. And this is the massive difference here. 23-degree delivered dynamic loft on the first set to around 17 on the second set. 17 for me is going to give me good numbers. Kind of 16 up to 19 is my sweet spot. Anything getting in the 20s, which I can do, gets me slower ball speeds. And you can see averaging on those 3, 161 ball speed compared to 153. You can see obviously the massive difference in the launch and the spin, and then in turn the resulting carry. That's loft. And you could think of that of delivery, you could think of that at static loft, just to put that into perspective, because people's thoughts will instantly go to club fit. Oh, I'll just get a different loft in a club fit. You're not going to be 4 degrees out. If you're 4 degrees out with the loft at static loft that you've got on your driver, then you've got to ask yourself some serious testing questions. Loft is going to fine tune in a club fit, like it's going to fine tune that. The reason the loft was so different is because I had the face open to a path. To open the face to a path, I had to put a twist that added loft, because loft's 3-dimensional. So the loft delivery was built around the poor face angles, which then in turn, for me to get anything out of the one with loads of loft, I had to feel like I was going crazy, stupidly fast. So at every point in this game, we have power leaks. That's the problem. That's where so many people are thinking, right, they need to go faster. Oh, I can't go faster. This is ridiculous. Can't go faster, when they see some of the things I'm trying to do to go faster. 99.9999% of people who've come to lessons with me have power leaks. Like, some of them have a shopping list full of power leaks, and some of them aren't leaks. Think of leaks as just like something dripping out of a tap. These are like gushing out of a massive crack in a huge dam. They are power gushing leaks. Yet they've been fit and they got their fancy shaft and their fancy clubs, because, you know, they're coming for a lesson, they want to get better, but they've gone the other route first, which I always think is quite amazing. If you don't know what dynamic loft you deliver and why when you have a fit or in a lesson, then that's an issue. You need to understand that. If you don't know what your face to path and path is, and you're thinking of changing a shaft, Like, what are you doing? If you're not measuring how you're pushing and using the ground correctly or not to get the most out, yes, going at full speed will feel like you are out of control. When you shackle my ability to use the ground correctly, obviously I do it on one foot, but people are doing it in many other ways with the way they use their feet and what have you. You are going to have to swing really hard if you want to get out of it. And this is why I think people then think, oh, I need to slow down. It's not the speed. It's how you're using what you put in to what you get out. And believe me, lots of you could get so much more out. You just took the path of a good lesson rather than maybe having the chats about shafts and those kind of things. Let me know what you think. Post comments down below. Interesting power links there for me. And hopefully that shows you or gives you some ideas of how good you could be with some good use of some really good information. Thanks for watching.